As you possibly heard, a couple of minutes to go before we get to the second of the three heats here. This time we'll feature 4 crews in this one, and we'll be on the water with that shortly.
Okay, we have event number 28, the men's junior B. In lane 1, Los Gatos Rowing Club. Lane 2, Newport Aquatic Center. In lane 3, St. Ignatius College Prep. Lane 4, Jesuit College Prep. Lane 5, Claremont Secondary School. And lane 6, Cathedral Catholic High School. Crews are being aligned. The alignment flag is up.
Los Gatos, Newport AC, St. Ignatius, Dallas Jesuit Prep, Claremont, Cathedral. Attention, go.
Here they go. We have a start. And then quickly out of the blocks, it's Jesuit College Prep takes a couple seat lead in lane 4. Over St. Ignatius in lane 3. And for third and fourth, it's Newport Aquatic Center in lane 2 and Los Gatos. Seat to seat. And fifth, it's Claremont Secondary School in lane 5. And closely followed by Cathedral Catholic High School in lane 6. All crews out cleanly in this start. Settling in their race cadence. And it continues to be in lane 4, Jesuit College Prep. By about 2 seats. To the outside crew, Los Gatos Rowing Club. 1 seat over Newport Aquatic Center. And St. Ignatius. Then it's Claremont Secondary School in 5th and Cathedral Catholic in 6th place. And at 500, your leader is Jesuit College Prep, followed by St. Ignatius, then Newport Aquatic Center, Los Gatos, Claremont Secondary, and then Cathedral Catholic High School.
As they passed the 500-meter mark, there was absolutely no separation. As a matter of fact, Jesuit Prep probably only had a 2-seat lead over St. Ignatius, and then they were almost bow marker to bow marker with Newport Aquatic Center and Los Gatos. If that kind of separation continues throughout the race, we should have one outstanding finish. Checking the lane assignments once again, it is Los Gatos in lane number 1, and by a hair's breadth, they are in 4th place. In lane 2, Newport Aquatic Center. Lane 3 is St. Ignatius, and lane 4, Jesuit College Prep. All 4 of those crews are right on each other. In lane number 5, it's Claremont Secondary School. They are out of Victoria, British Columbia. And then locally, the Cathedral Catholic High School in San Diego is in lane number 6.
Right now, as the crews are racing, they're all very close in their stroke rate, in addition to being very close together on the course. Sometimes one crew will choose to pick it up a little bit at this point in an effort to move out, but they've still got over half the race to go. And it's still very exciting to see as the barely there in, looks like St. Ignatius is still holding on by just a couple of seats. Nothing to give you too much confidence. You're going to stay on top of this race all the way to the end, because there are 3 boats racing for second place right now, and they'd all rather have first.
At 1,000 meters, it is still pretty much that Jesuit, St. Ignatius, Newport Aquatic Center, Los Gatos, and they are almost tied to each other as they are moving down a course. Possibly in the middle, St. Ignatius and Jesuit Prep have opened up a little bit of an area against Newport and Los Gatos, with Claremont on the outside and San Diego Cathedral continuing to trail. St. Joseph's, check that St. Ignatius has slightly edged up ahead of Jesuit Prep as they get through the 1,000-meter mark, as the 2 of those are just right, almost bow ball to bow ball. And then back a little bit is the Newport Aquatic Center, and then along the shoreline, Los Gatos. Outside is Claremont, and a relatively newcomer to the Rowing Association or Rowing Society in juniors is the Cathedral Catholic High School from San Diego, California. St. Ignatius put on a pretty good charge right after the 1,000-meter mark, and looks like they've jumped up a little bit on Jesuit Prep. Prep got off to a great start, even though they could not open up anything over the other crews, and now St. Ignatius has exerted a little power and have moved up in front in the second position. And check that, in the lane 2 and lane 1, those 2 crews are almost bow marker to bow marker, with a slight edge going to Newport and then Los Gatos. And then trailing with open water to the outside is Claremont, and then Cathedral High School has closed down a little bit on the lacking that they had there, and they're trying to move up slightly on the outside as those 2 crews trail. St. Ignatius has once again answered the call, and they have moved forward, and now they're beginning to lengthen out a little bit over Newport Aquatic Center, with Jesuit Prep beginning to fall back slightly, and Los Gatos along the shoreline trying to hang in there. Now Los Gatos, with 250 meters to go, just kicked it up, and nobody else has just yet. There goes Newport Aquatic Center finally. St. Ignatius is still on a long, even stroke. Don't seem to be interested in picking up the stroke that much right now, as Jesuit Prep has begun to fall back. This is St. Ignatius in the white jerseys and the white shell, but they are now being challenged by Newport. Newport picked up their stroke a little bit faster than St. Ignatius, and along the shoreline is Los Gatos. Please recall that there are only going to be 2 going to the grand final, and it looks like St. Ignatius is going to have to fight out Newport Aquatic Center. St. Ignatius in the white, Newport in the dark jerseys. It is St. Ignatius sliding up to that finish line, and it looks like they got ahead of Newport Aquatic Center just barely. And trailing back at the last part of it there was Los Gatos, and Jesuit Prep, who was on it from the very beginning, looks like they only rode about a 1,500 or 1,700 meter race, as they have dropped back considerably. And trailing in this field is Claremont and Cathedral High School of San Diego.
So unofficially, it looks like Newport and St. Ignatius will be moving on to the grand final, and Los Gatos and Jesuit College Prep will go to the petty final. We have 1 more heat of this event to go to finish qualifying for the finals. And still finishing the race, we have Cathedral Catholic High School of San Diego coming down the wire. It takes time to build a really solid junior program, and it's great to see new entries and to see new local entries in the San Diego rowing scene.